Hey guys! Okay, so it's Friday. I got a lot to do, but I wanted to hop in here and just kind of was talking with a friend this morning, and she was explaining to me that there are a couple of her friends that are reaching out to her because she looks great and has done a lot of work in regards to her health, and it's not just her health, meaning like the number on the scale. And so she's having these conversations with her friends, trying to explain to them, like, you know, what she's been doing and all that good stuff. And their response, which is not unlike the response I hear from lots of people, especially when they're looking at themselves or their life or their health. It's kind of all together, right? And they aren't satisfied with how they feel or how they look, or they're comparing it to how they used to feel and look, and they don't align. And it seems overwhelming. And I get that, because I was there. And after having done it so many times, then you start to kind of feel like a failure, and you're like, nothing works. Nothing I do is going to get me where I want to go long term. And I know I talked about that diet mentality yesterday, but this is to kind of piggyback with that, because I think what happens in many cases is we look at the big picture, right? And I get that we kind of need to do that, because you don't know what you need to do unless you look at that big picture, right? I mean, how do you develop goals if you're not looking at the big picture? But looking at that for too long will always usually fill you with stress, anxiety, and the feeling of it's too insurmountable, right? And it makes me think, like, this lifestyle that I help people to achieve, and it takes time. You guys have to remember, like, how long did it take us to develop the life that we're living now? The habits that we have, what we've learned, our train of thought. How long did it take us to develop that? I'm 44 years old, and it took me probably about 38 years. You know, give or take a couple of years, because when I was an infant, but whatever. I don't know if y'all know this, but math really is not my strength. So, but it takes us a long time to learn that. It takes us a long time to change it and unlearn it. You have to remember that. There is no quick fix. I wish I could help people understand that. And in today's environment, where we listen to 15-second videos, or we only have attention spans for, 30-second whatever. It's so hard for us. And there's a pill and a potion and this and that. Those don't work long term. Okay? And I think many of us are finding out that the hard way. You have to be willing to be patient and take your time. I always say slow and steady wins the race. It's not, it's not the hare that won, right? It's that slow ass tortoise that won that race. We have to be the tortoise. So when you're looking at things you want to change, and you also can't compare yourself to someone that you see at the end of their journey, or, in the maintenance phase of their journey. You can't look at them and be like, well, they did it in, you're going to make up some kind of wrong ass time frame, right? You have no idea how long it took them to get there. People meet me for the first time now, and they assume that I have always looked like this, and I've always been able to do what I can do. No, that's not true. I couldn't do most of what I do now until I was 40. Until I was 40. Y'all, I couldn't do the splits until I was 40 years old. You have to remember, and this is what how I like to describe it. When you have those circus workers, right? The jugglers. They don't throw up everything that they're going to juggle at the same time and expect to be able to do their performance, right? No. You can't tackle it all at the same time. You can't eat the entire elephant in one sitting. You do it bite by bite over a period of time, just like that performer. He throws up one, he catches another, he works it as a process. That's exactly, Kelly, what is that dinosaur? Or that's tortoises. They're so small, I can hardly see them. We do it one step at a time, one component at a time. And that's what I want people to remember. If you are apprehensive about stepping into this journey, because that's really what it is. I know that sounds so cliche, but it really is a journey. It's not something that happens in 30 days. It's not something that happens in 60 days, most likely. If you're real lucky and your goal is kind of small, maybe 90 days. But in all honesty, if you are really, because I don't believe your health is just a number on a scale. In fact, nothing could be more wrong for me. That's a component of it for many of us. But it's your mindset. It's how your body functions. It's your hormone levels. It's your clarity. It's how you talk to yourself, right? It is so many things. And that takes time. It takes time to unlearn the misinformation that we have in our heads, to develop new habits, to learn new accurate information. It takes time. It takes time to speak to yourself in a loving way, to give yourself grace, to not kick yourself when you're down. It takes time. And that is what I love most about what I do. Not only do I get to help people figure that out for themselves, but in almost every instance, once they get to a point where they've had enough successes and their confidence is built in what they can do, what they can achieve, they then turn around and start helping those in their lives. That is the most rewarding thing for me. When what I've helped them with has ignited that passion in them to want this for everyone that they care for. And they do that in the form of, possibly coaching or being a great example or a mentor to someone. It's so far reaching. And that's exactly what is so freaking amazing about this. It is the most rewarding thing I could possibly think of doing. And I just want to share that with you because if you are at all apprehensive about taking on your own journey, please, please don't be. If someone else is trying to help you along the way, trust in what they are offering you. Trust that they want the best for you and they would never set you up for failure. Trust that you can do it. Yeah, it's hard. It is. Anything in life is hard. Anything in life that's worth having is hard. Any of you guys that have had kids know birthing a kid is freaking hard, but it's worth it, right? Hard things in life are always worth it. So I just want to leave that with you guys today to kind of marinate on that and think about it, especially over the weekend when we all typically come like, whatever. Think about that. Things in life worth having are hard. They're hard to achieve. They're hard to work for. And hard work is okay. And you don't have to do it all in one day. And if you need help figuring out the journey that you want to take and how to accomplish it, reach out to someone that obviously has figured that out. Whether it's your friend or me or anyone. Sorry, the car behind me just came in so fast I thought they were going to plow into the back of my car. I want to leave that with you guys. I hope you have an amazing Friday, and I will talk to you guys later, all right? If you know of somebody that needs to hear this information, do them a favor and share this with them, all right? Okay, you guys have a great one. I will talk to you later. Bye, guys.